Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records and we rank them from worst to best. We try to have a good time doing it. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on the YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Go tell your friends, share all the posts. And that's all I have for the boring intro. So let's get right into this. We are doing the Smash. Oh, actually, we normally start with the 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge, which I did not do today. Yeah,
I forgot to.
It would have been easy though. Plus 44 covered, Pumpkins, Mark 2, Tom, easy peasy. So let's get into this. We're doing Smashing Pumpkins. We're going to be ranking 15 different records. We've included Pisces Iscariot to this list, to these rankings, as well as the Tiergarten by Kaleidos. I think so. I'm just guessing. And we're also adding the Tiergarten by Kaleidoscope, the songs that didn't make it on Oceania and Monuments to an Elegy. So 15 in total. And then what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to also be throwing in as unofficial rankings all of Billy Corgan's 4 solo records and the Zwan record, as well as the extra album that came along with Autumn, which I cannot remember the name of right now, but that's okay. Zodion at Crystal Hall, that's what it is. Also, I'm going to throw in The Aeroplane Flies High as well, that comp, into my unofficial ranking.
I'm not doing any of that because Tyler didn't tell me he was going to do that and just blindsided me with this with like 20 minutes before we potted.
Well,
I
said,
by the way, I'm going to do this fucking shit too.
I said you should do Zodion. Cool. If you listen to Zodion at Crystal Hall, you should throw that into the rankings. Really easy. You could have done it. I said it to you like 2 hours ago.
Oh, it was like an hour before we potted. Like
you had time to add it to the rankings.
An hour before we pot is when I'm getting things done and ready for people to not to bother me while we're potting.
Oh my god!
I'm making sure let's get fed. Making sure like the laundry needs to be done by tomorrow is getting done. Making sure lunches are made. Making sure that kind of stuff is happening. Not listening to fucking swans.
I'm not telling you to listen to it. You already listened to it. You said. You told me you already listened to it. The Crystal Hall. Zodion at Crystal Hall. The autumn bonus tracks.
Oh yeah. That's
all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
just add those.
But I didn't pay attention to them in the sense that I needed to rank them separately.
Okay. Well, whatever. I'll throw it into my unofficial rankings as we go along.
Let's go. Do that. I didn't do it.
So let's start with the worst Smashing Pumpkins record.
Here we go, baby.
Number 15. Some of these we're just gonna breeze right through because we got fucking over 15 albums to go through. So what do you got for number 15?
Go. So this is this. I think this is their only garbage record. I think they have one record that is absolute fucking garbage, and I cannot stand it, and I don't even think it should even exist. But Sear, the album Sear 2020, that is absolute fucking garbage. Like I get it, Billy. You enjoy New Order and synth music growing up. This is like the most aggressive he's ever been at telling us that. It's hella boring. It's so fucking long. The synths are essentially the lead vocals here. They're so fucking loud. They're so prominent. They won't let anything else come out front. Like, dude, this album does not need to fucking exist. Daddy Chill. That's what this album should be. Daddy Chill.
That's what it should be called.
Yeah, Daddy Chill. This album is garbage.
Okay, so
Absolute
I'm sure
garbage.
You'll be hearing us talk a lot about rankings, not rankings, but ratings of these albums. So we have a 3-point rating system where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So you would throw Sear as at a 1 out of 3?
This is a poster child for 1. Yes, like dude, you should listen to this one time, and that is it for the rest of your life, just so you can experience just how stupid this is. From someone who wrote some of like the greatest stuff that's ever existed in the 90s. Like you got to listen to this once. This is garbage.
I like it. All right. My number 15. Well, okay. So yeah,
the worst. Fucking see here.
So the worst thing out of Billy Corgan's discography that he's done is actually a solo record, and it is a 0 out of 3. And it's a solo record. I think it's pronounced Aegea. I don't know how to pronounce it. Aegea. It's the worst thing he's ever done. It's just noise. It's a noise album. And it's fucking garbage. It's terrible. So that's actually the worst unofficially. But Autumn is my number 15. My official number 15 is Autumn, a rock opera in 3 acts. So
That's silly.
This is his the triple album from the band out in 22 and 23. I mean, this tells a huge fucking story. This is a really enormous concept record. I really do like this record. I have it on vinyl. It's right back there. So I do have it
on vinyl because you're a cuck, and even though they're shitty records, you still buy them.
I have almost all of them. And I'll tell you which ones I don't have when I get to them. I do really like this record. It is extremely long. I've listened to it several times, but it is quite the undertaking to listen to the entire thing. It's 33 songs. But you know, the whole package with the vinyl and everything, it comes with the art book, comes with the story and all that kind of stuff. Also, he did a podcast called, I think it was just called the 33 Podcast a couple of years ago. And he went over every single song on this record and told the story, the overarching story.
God, this is
so it was pretty cool. It is a lot. But the first act is the best act of the three, has the best songs, the best melodies. My favorite song, my banger off this one is Harmageddon, which is actually in Act 3. But this rides off the coattails of Seer. I just don't think it's not as catchy as Seer. But I don't know. Autumn, it's wildly ambitious, and I feel like he did a pretty damn good job considering how big this project was. So 15, Autumn, a rock opera in 3 acts. So what do you got for number 14?
So everything here is a fucking 2.0 or better at least.
So yeah, I'm not even going to tell you my rankings. I'm not even going to tell you.
They're so stupid. They're so fucking dumb.
So what do you got for 14?
God, dude. 14, Shining Oh So Bright, Volume 1 /LP, no past, no future, no sun.
Wow. Okay.
That's a title.
What'd you hate about this one? That Rick Rubin produced it?
This is I get it, right? We missed JC from Adore, and everyone like wanted SP to be Melancholy again. I have a lot of abbreviations because I just don't want to type their names out. So you'll follow along. Fair. You want SP to be Melancholy again. So people like this because it's kind of like a return to form in the vein of like Melancholy. But there's a ton of Adore here, and you just can't turn that off for BC because he loves that kind of shit, and that's him now. Yeah. Eventually, though, like this album, or no, sorry, I'm going back because that's not Machina, the Machines of God is actually my number 15.
Wow, so it's not Shiny.
No, it's not Shiny. Here's what happened. Okay. Here's actually a good testament to why you need a mouse. It's because I had a little lime juice on my fingers. When I tried to scroll up like that, it just like slimed its way up, and I thought it had scrolled up because you saw me turn over here to do my thing. I thought I slimed it up, but it just slimed, so I didn't actually scroll up. So that was on me. So now you know my 14. Huge spoilers.
So 14 is... So wait, so what is 14 then?
It's 14 is Shining Oh So Bright, but 15 is Machina. But yeah, I get it. Like, JC from what?
Wait. Your 15 was Seer. So what's your 14?
No, 16 is Seer. How many
there's
records?
15. There's 15 albums. We did 15.
That's okay.
We did 15 records comps.
That's because before you told me to put them as one, I split apart Tiergarten, but they're right next to each other. So I was going to go through them when I got there.
Okay. Now you're okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm changing the rules last minute. Even though you fucking told me an hour before this, you ranked 15 other records that I had no idea about. Oh, sorry, bud.
Even though we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago when we decided.
Was that after the pod?
Yeah, it was after the pod.
Dude, when we talk about things after the pod, come on, you gotta know.
We make a lot of decisions without thinking about it.
I was listening to a different band entirely before I even started listening to Smashing Pumpkins. So I thought that's what we're doing.
Okay, so then what do you have for 14? What is your actual 14?
I'm just gonna keep because it's easier for me. It's Machina, the Machines of God. That's
your 14.
Yes.
So it's Seer, Machina, or Machina, however you want to say it.
Yes.
Billy Corgan calls it Machina, but yeah.
I call it Machina because I played a game called Deus Ex Machina, and it was really cool. And that's how they said it in there, and it's spelled the same. So I don't give a fuck. BC. Actually, that game came out after this one did. So, but yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a ton of Adore on this, and you're not going to get away from that anymore because BC loves that kind of shit now, and that's who he is. But eventually, this album just kind of turned into noise for me. And after that point, I was kind of like, okay, I am uninterested in this now. But Everlasting Gaze, dude, that was a dope song. Love that song. Had a great riff. Had a fucking really rad riff I enjoyed. But other than that, honestly, I could do without this record entirely. Wow. Entirely. Don't care.
All right. My number 14 is Seer, That's my number 14. 10th record from 2020. Yeah, this is like a really just over the top electronic record. I still think it's good. I still enjoy it. I think there's some absolute fucking bangers on this record, which is one of those bangers. But yeah, I mean, they definitely turned down the guitar. There's like not a ton of guitar on here. When it is, it's pretty buried in the mix because yes, the synth just absolutely overpowers
and it
everything.
Just sounds like a synth. Whenever he plays a guitar, he's like trying really hard to make it just sound like a synth. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? This is annoying.
I know. And you got three guitarists in the band.
Good Lord.
So and also when they play the songs off Sear live, Billy Corgan doesn't even play guitar on stage. He just does vocals.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a double album as well. Got this when it came out. Got the vinyl. And I still think this is a great record. I do really like Sear. I think, like I said, there's some absolute bangers on here. There's no stinkers, that's for sure. But it's also long. It's a long record, much like Autumn is. It's just fucking long. But honestly, most of the records are fucking long too. So, but we'll get more into that. But Sear, solid electronic record. So what do you got for number 13?
No.
Go.
That's wrong. Number 13. Now we're at Shining Oh So Bright, Volume 1, LP, no past, no feature, no sun.
Got it.
That's a title. It was nice going backwards.
Yes.
It was nice going backwards because I got to hear this one right after Sear. And I was like, dude, this is just better Sear. Like they doubled down on the worst parts of this record and made Sear. But I don't know. I guess still it's fun to hear SP get back to the sound that people want to hear. I don't think there's anything really of substance here. I think it's just purely fan service. It seemed like everyone just tolerated BC at this point long enough to crank out a quickie. That's it.
All right. Wow. And also, so yeah, like Jeff said,
fucking front man of all time.
I agree with you on that. But I do love the guy. I do love his music. But yeah, he's terrible, and I hate listening to him talk. God, he's so condescending when he speaks to people. It's terrible. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, like you said earlier, we actually listened to the discography backwards. We went from newest, from Autumn, all the way to Gish. So change it up a little bit, give it a little bit a fresher take on everything.
It was,
and like
it was
you said,
definitely
for you it helped. Yeah, for you it helped a lot.
If I had to listen to Sear like this weekend on my days off, I would have hated this week. I would have been mad, Ty. But luckily, like I got to listen to my favorite ones this week on those weekend on my days off. So that was really nice. But man, fuck that. Fuck that.
Fuck that. All right, my 13 is, you ready for this one?
Go ahead.
Adore is my number 13. Their fourth record. This record is really good, but it's just not my thing. It's a little too electronic, but not like in a poppy, catchy, fun way.
You just fucking love Sear, dude. Like Sear's not poppy and catchy at all.
But this one is just too brooding. It's not what I want. It's just not what I want. It's
dude,
still a good record.
Dumb records that you like over Adore. Oh my God. Wow.
But it's still a good record. I have it on vinyl. It is a fantastic record. The best song on here, hands down, is Annie Dog. Fucking love that song.
Shit.
Always love that song. For as long as I've liked the band, at least. But yeah, Odor
rules.
It's just not my thing, and I know some like diehard SP fans are just gonna be, oh, you're fucking stupid, you're a fucking idiot. Adore's the best thing ever. Much like you're probably gonna say in a little bit too.
Yeah, but like out of the two of us, I'm not a diehard SP fan.
But I mean, you pretend to think this is their best record when it's really, really not. It's great, but it's not. It's bottom tier. Pumpkins. Also, this didn't have Jimmy Chamberlain. They fired him.
Oh, there! I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I knew you were gonna say, "Oh, fucking drumming's not very good." Bitch, it doesn't need JC. Who cares?
I know.
It's better without him. Actually.
Okay, I only said that because it's an important part of the Smashing Pumpkins history. Yes, it is. Jimmy Chamberlain is almost as important as Billy Corgan in this band, if not just as important. Jimmy Chamberlain is one of the greatest drummers of all time.
He's not just as important as Billy Corgan. That is not.
He's damn close.
No.
He's damn close.
No.
He is.
Here's proof right here. Look at that.
Oh, so they had Matt Warner and another guy, the guy from Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, played drums on. There were a bunch of different drummers on this record, but it doesn't really matter. It's an electronic record. It's not like a rock bass drumming type record. So that's fine. And I get it. I'm not knocking them for doing that style. There aren't any punk songs now. But that's fine. And as you'll know, as we go along, you'll start to notice my biggest banger are the heavier, more aggressive songs, which is, you know what? I don't give a fuck. They're good at that. They're really good at that
because you usually tend to lean towards the other way. You don't like the heavier, punkier I like rock stuff. That's crazy.
I tend to like the more ballad acoustic stuff. Yeah. I'm just throwing this all out here now. I'm throwing out all the stuff now, so you don't have anything to get at me later for. So
I'll still
getting it all out now. So yeah, Adore, my number 13, still a great record. Honestly, still a great record. And also, at this point, I would put his two of his solo records here. I put Cotillions and Ogallala. I think that's how you pronounce it. They came out in the late 2010s. They're just all acoustic records. There's some violin thrown in there, but it's pretty much just Billy Corgan acoustic records. I threw that in here, and then I'd also throw in the compilation The Aeroplane Flies High, which is all the B-sides from the Melancholy sessions. So that's like an extra 26, 27 songs. So I did listen to that this week as well.
Best part of Smashing Pumpkins is when Billy Corgan is singing acoustically, for sure.
We love acoustic music, but yeah. So I throw those two solo records and the Smashing Pumpkins, The Aeroplane Flies High, the Melancholy B-sides here as well. So what do you got for number 12? Go.
I do think it's interesting though, because I just don't have any kind of nostalgia with this band outside of the hits and the singles, and I don't listen to these records ever unless we're ranking these. So most of these I've only listened to once before this week, right? And then again now, so I'm only hearing these for the second time, and it's I don't know, it's kind of interesting to both of our different takes on this.
But what makes it even weirder is that I have no nostalgia with this band either.
Yeah, but you got into them before I did, and you
for 2 years before you did.
Love them. But that's a long time to get into a band and really get it. I've only been in the Grateful Dead for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the same kind of concept there. Like you dive hard into something and you listen to everything that they've done and everything, the side projects and stuff. That's a long time.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I've literally only listened to pretty much all but 5 of these records once before. And after this week, I will not listen to them again until we do Adore.
Until we do another Pumpkins record.
Which is going to be Adore.
Well, it's going to be Adore. It's going to be Sear. It's going to be a lot of them.
I mark my words, baby boy. We will never do Sear. It's not even going to waste my time on Sear.
All right. So what do you got for number 12?
Number 12, Monuments to an Elegy. This is weird. I don't even hate this. It's just, I think this is weird. It's short and sweet, right? So that's nice. But I don't care about the music as much as I do everything else. A lot of these songs sound like fucking U2. I was like, I don't know about that.
U2. Wow, okay.
This is a weird fucking lineup, but it's kind of like a pop rock album with obviously some synths because Adore happened. And I don't know. This is just a weird one. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I just thought this was weird. It was bizarre and quirky.
No banger? You haven't listed any bangers yet.
I don't think I have a banger until we get to my 7, I think.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. So yeah, my number 12 is also Monuments to an Elegy. Came out eighth record from 2014. Like you said, this is a weird record. It's much more stripped down than what they were doing prior to this. It's more like rock based, just like, I don't want to say classic rock or blues rock based, but it's essentially a 4-piece band with a little bit of synths.
It's like pop rock. It's like arena rock shit.
Yeah. It's still good. Tommy Lee from Motley Crue played drums on this record, and then Jeff Schroeder and Billy played guitar and bass, and then that's pretty much it. Who played on this record? This is also a real dark time for the band. I mean, they had fired Mike Byrne and Ginger. I forgot who the bassist was, but they fired them. So it's like I think Smashing Pumpkins were about to break up, and then they put this record out. They toured on it a little bit. They got Brad Wilk to play drums, and they did this BBC session, which I have on vinyl as well, because I do have Monuments to an Elegy on vinyl. And I also have the BBC sessions too that they played. It's really cool. You should listen to it sometime.
I should go buy it.
No, I'm not ranking the live record. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of extra credit because I didn't know what we were supposed to do.
even though we talked about doing. We talked about me doing the extracurriculars. I said you shouldn't because you already have a lot to listen to, and I know you don't really like a lot of the stuff the band's done. But anyway, Monuments to an Elegy, the last record they put out before reuniting with James Iha and Jimmy Chamberlain.
There you go.
So yeah, that's my number 12. Good record, but yeah, it's definitely kind of a filler record for them. Kind of a filler record, but still solid.
Kind of, dude. They have filler records up until basically my top 4.
You're an idiot.
Everything else is filler record. Like, come on.
All right, so what do you got for number 11? Go.
Autumn, a rock opera in 3 acts.
Goddamn time.
I'm not even going to go into like the lead up to this because it's fucking annoying and I think it's so stupid and it's beyond pretentious and it's like you said, it's condescending in a way that's just like, man, fuck you. But it was fun. This was the first record that I bought by the Smashing Pumpkins that came out at the time that I bought it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a 90s record that I bought later on. There's something that I kind of followed and was trailing and then bought it when it came out. And it was, I listened to it and it was fun and it was cool because I wanted to get into it. I like these, this is like his Tommy. This is like his rock opera. And this is him doing Melancholy, but turned up to fucking 11. But my God, dude, this album's stupid. It's fun because of all that.
Yeah.
But dude, this album, like, it flows in a musical sense. I will say that. It flows in a musical sense because it's just mid the whole fucking time. But fuck off telling me this is a rock opera in the stars with complex and deep storytelling. I mean, fuck you. This is stupid. Even reading it, his little pamphlet he put out, which I appreciate that. Good packaging.
Great, fantastic packaging.
He's always been good at like liner notes too. Like,
yeah.
Even on like represses and reissues, there's always like cool stuff to read. So I get that. But I'm just reading fucking bullshit by a guy that's so egotistical, by a guy that's so up his own fucking ass. Like, good Lord. Fuck off. This album sucks, dude. This album's stupid.
You just want to hate this music. That's what it is.
I wanted to like this music. I wanted to like a rock opera. That's why I paid $300 for it on the fucking vinyl. So I could love this. Well, it was like $200. But I wanted to like this. And I even kept it for far too long and listened to it for far too many times. I was like, dude, this is just stupid. Like, this is just dumb. This is not what you said it is at all, any way, shape, or form.
And it's still sitting in your record store.
Because nobody wants this bullshit. But I appreciate what he did. I appreciate the effort. A for effort, but this record sucks.
Okay. All right. So my number 11 is Agori Morime, the new record that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago now. It's my number 11. Came out, just a couple weeks ago. And this is like their return to form, their return to like Siamese Dream era, kind of like more guitar driven rock music. And dude, it's good. It's really good. It's only as low as it is because I feel I need to spend more time with it like I have with every other Smashing Pumpkins record. It still has like the modern SP production, just really kind of just kind of like tinny sounding guitars at times. A lot of synth, really loud. His voice is really high in the mix, which, it's not always a bad thing, but it gets a little tiresome.
It's most of the time a bad thing.
So this album's 45 minutes long. Like I said, it's a really good record. My banger is War Dreams of Itself. I do like this one. I really, really do. And it'll probably go up as time goes on, but I just have not spent enough time with it. I bought it on vinyl. I ordered it on vinyl, but it doesn't come till November. It comes with a bonus 7-inch, two extra songs on there that you can only get from this particular pressing of the record. There you go. I'm having a hard time today.
That's good. Christ. I like when pretentious musicians get to share their pretentiousness. Like, I have the vinyl. I have 2 songs that you don't get. You know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up. You love that shit. I know you're trying to be like a dick about it, but you love that shit too.
I really do like that shit. Because vinyl's not cheap anymore. Vinyl's like fucking expensive now. And it's like, to help digest that high price point, like, give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just give me like black vinyl, no lyric sheet. Like, come on, give me do something. So Billy Corgan does do more bang for your buck.
He does, and this one comes on like it'll come on like an orange and yellow like variant, so it looks really cool. And as opposed to like just the black variant that they're selling for like $10 less. But with that, yeah, you don't get the color variant, and you also don't get that 7-inch. So I paid the extra 10 for that, which I'm fine with. Just still buy it. It hasn't sold out on the website yet. So go check it out. Go get it.
Don't be a mark for fucking Billy Corgan, okay?
And at this point, this is where I would also put Zodion at Crystal Hall. This is the extra album that came along with the Autumn box set that came in 5 7-inches, so 10 songs altogether. He said that they're going to put it on streaming sites. He said this year, but it's been over a year now and it hasn't happened. So Billy Corgan likes to make a lot of promises and never follow through on them. Like right. That's like what he's known for doing. So I doubt they will be. And also, you can't find this on YouTube. You cannot find these songs anywhere. You can't find them on Internet Archive. They're nowhere to be found. I tried because I wanted to put them on my phone on my Spotify, but cannot find them anywhere. So I'm just gonna have to rip my vinyl. It's because that's the only way I can fucking listen to it.
And like fucking 5 7 inches, really, dude?
I know it's a pain in the ass.
Give me another record.
I know, and that's why I wanted to find like a digital version so I could listen to it a lot easier than pulling out the whole box set, taking it out of the Mylar bag, which is so annoying.
You didn't keep it in the Mylar bag.
I do. It's in the Mylar bag right fucking now. You can see it right here. Wait, where's my finger? Right there. It's right there. It's right
you
there.
Never used to. You always. I hate the Mylar bag.
I did. I still hate it, but I want everything to be intact. But yeah, doing 5 7 inches.
Did you just put it in the Mylar bag for this episode?
No, I put it like a month ago. Yeah, because before it fell behind my shelves here. So
the bag?
The bag. So it was really hard to find. So it was really hard to get to. So I just forgot about it. But then when I was taking all my records out to put them in the new sleeves, I taken out the bottom cubbies. I took the Mylar bag with me, put it on there. So anyway, that's a boring story. So Zodion at Crystal Hall. This is where it would sit on this is my unofficial ranking of that record too. So what do you got for number 10?
Number 10. Is that where we're at? No. Yeah, number 10. Machina 2, The Friends and Enemies of Modern Music.
That's a name, dude.
So dumb, dude. Fuck off. This is just like, it's just the second part of Machina. Yeah, like a lot of these songs were supposed to be on Machina, and the distribution of this was just shitty and weird. And like, it's after reading about all that too, and just their label, like this thing didn't stand a chance at all.
No.
Like, they didn't stand a chance of getting any sort of momentum. But I think this starts off really fucking dope. Like the first 2 songs, I think are pretty fucking bangers, dude. And I think if you really did just release this as one and whittle this down to just one LP instead of like 2, I think this could be a lot higher on my list because there's some really, really cool shit on both 1 and 2. But separately, I just like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay,
sorry,
that's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. No bang, or is the banger one of the first 2 songs?
Yeah, I think like that 1 2 point. I can't remember what
Cash Car Star and Glass, or Glass and then Cash Car Star.
Like yeah. It's like 5 minutes is just fucking.
Yeah,
pretty,
it's relentless.
Like, dope-ass Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. But okay, so that's your number 10. That's fine. That's fine. I understand. So my number 10 is Pisces Iscariot. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't care.
I've been saying in my mind when I read this, Pisces Iscariot. Because saying like Pisces Iscariot sounds a little like British and kind of like pretentious and fucking fuckboy too. Don't like that.
Well,
Pisces Iscariot.
Well, I mean the name Smashing Pumpkins is a British thing too. It's meant to be they're smashing. They're cool. They're smashing pumpkins, not literally smashing a pumpkin. You know what I mean? That's the name of that's the
and
name
like
of
Chariot, right? Chariot, like the chariot races. That'd make more sense. There was Pisces Iscariot.
Oh, is that what that is? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. But anyway, so we put this here. So I put this here as my number 10. This is a comp. This is essentially the B-sides from Gish. Some of the B-sides from Gish and Siamese Dream came out after Siamese Dream. Actually reached number 1 on Billboard because Siamese Dream was so popular. So the record label put this one out pretty quick, and it charted at number 1. And it's a great collection of songs. It's great. It really, really is great, but it just doesn't, it has nothing on Gish and Siamese in the end. Like it's just nothing. You could tell these are B-sides. Pissant is a great song. There's just some good shit on here, but otherwise it's like Incesticide, except Incesticide is way better from Nirvana. It's just a great collection of songs.
Wasn't there a song that came out in this era where it was only like a soundtrack to a movie.
Yeah,
and everybody
so
thought
it was right before Adore came out, and it was the beginning of The End is the End, and it was on the Batman and Robin soundtrack, or the Batman Forever. Wait, Batman Forever or Batman and Robin? And that's a really good song. That's actually an excellent song, but it was never on an album.
The beginning is the end.
Something like that. It's something weird, but it's a fucking killer song. But it led up to Adore. But anyway, Pisces, my number 10. What do you got for number 9?
Pisces Chariot. Agori Morime. I really do like that name, actually. It's
a cool name. Fun to say.
I don't have a lot of notes for this because it's pretty new, and I only listened to this twice. Once when it came out, and then once this week. So I will probably go back to this one just out of curiosity. Like, I think the next time we do this, I think this will probably either. I don't know what'll happen, to be honest, because I do like the sound of this. Like you said, this is kind of like getting back to what people want to hear, and it's kind of cool, and it's fun, and it's not really making waves or making friends or nothing. It's just doing what we want to hear. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I'll come to hate that eventually. Maybe like, oh, these fucking guys just rehash old fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's exactly what you're going to do. You love doing that. You love doing that. It's like you ripping on Rick Rubin for working with bands that put out great records.
Rick Rubin.
For Death Magnetic, for Black Sabbath 13.
Rick Rubin doesn't put out great records, my guy. Rick Rubin just finds like great artists and then attaches himself to those projects.
Okay.
Rick Rubin.
All right. Anyway,
that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got for number 9. My number 9 is Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope. So just the singles that were put out prior to Oceania. This one, this one's kind of hard to find as well because you can only find it on YouTube. It's not on the streaming sites. And this is a weird time for the band. This is post Jimmy Chamberlain leaving. Finds a new drummer in Mike Byrne, who was actually a very good drummer, but he was only 19 at the time, and he kind of had to prove himself. And Billy Corgan, being Billy Corgan, came out and said, "I'm done making full-length records. I'm never going to put out a full-length record again. We're only going to release song by song on the internet. That's all we're going to do." Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So fucking annoying. Wiener. Dude, he is sometimes, man. It just, it's so obnoxious. But that he was doing that. And then, of course, it wasn't that successful. And he came out like a year and a half later and saying, "Well, we're actually going to make a full-length record because because we didn't see as much of an impact on the music industry as I thought it was going to be. So we're going to put out a full length, and that's Oceania, however you pronounce that stupid name." So yeah, this is the collection of the songs on there. There's 10 songs and then 2 like interludes. And that's what's here. It's a great collection of songs. It's very extremely stripped down, but it's all over the place because it's not a cohesive record. It's all over the place, but I do love how kind of psychedelic it is at times. But it's very, very stripped down. I honestly think it's the most stripped down Smashing Pumpkins thing that they've done, or collection that they've done. I think it's solid. Banger, A Song for a Son. I mean, there's just some solid blues guitar playing here. It's fucking great. So, Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope. This is also where I'm going to put Zwan, Mary Star of the Sea, the only record Zwan ever put out, the super group. Exactly, Zoltan. So Zwan, yeah, Mary Star of the Sea. I have this on vinyl as well. I have Tear Gardens by Kaleidoscope on vinyl as well. Bootleg. They're both bootlegs. Zwan and Tear Garden are both bootlegs because Zwan goes for like $400 because they only pressed it once. Tear Garden has never been pressed, so they're both boots. But that's fine. Zwan, it's fine. It's good, but it's nothing compared to the main Smashing Pumpkins timeline. Man. It's a good offshoot. It's a good offshoot.
What a box set this guy could fucking put out, dude. God damn.
I know, dude. It's just
like we're ranking 15 records? Good Lord.
And Zwan too, he hates the guys in the band outside of Jimmy Chamberlain. He hates these guys, and that's the only reason why Zwan's not on streaming sites and why they've never repressed this record, because he hates the 2 other guys. Just absolutely despises them because he loves to burn bridges. So Tear Garden, Zwan, that's my number 9. So what do you got for number 8? Go.
Number 8, Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist, which is a pretentious fucking title anyway. Zeitgeist, and then like using it like in interviews and shit. Well, the Zeitgeist stuff. Shut the fuck up, bro. This one gets shit on a lot, like way more than I think any record should, because like I don't think this should get shit on at all. This is so much better than. I mean, obviously you haven't said it yet either. This is way better than a lot of shit they put out.
It's
this
a
is
fucking
fun.
Record.
It's kind of like their punkier album, so I get it.
It's their most metal record too.
I think some of his best soloing is on this record.
Hands down.
And
Yeah.
it's really fun. And it's not so like churched up and just like over the top as they normally do. And it's just BC and JC, right?
Yeah. They've recorded the whole record themselves.
It's just them goofing and having a good time. And I think like maybe it was just because of YouTube, I guess. I don't know. But like maybe the production, it was just a little bit flat. Like I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to sound.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, it could have been better there. But it's still a fun record. And I don't think this should be like, dude, this record got shit on more than any other record that I saw.
It's the most divisive Smashing Pumpkins record, hands down. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It makes no sense.
Seer? Like, are you kidding me? You fucking Smashing Pumpkins idiots.
I know.
Seer?
I agree.
Get the fuck out of here.
Zeitgeist does not get enough credit at all, even to this day. But yeah, so I'll get more into it when it hits my rankings. But all right, so Zeitgeist, you have a banger off this one?
No,
dude, you're an idiot.
I like the
record.
record.
You not have a banger off of this one?
It's okay. So like when I'm listening on YouTube, it's also tough too.
Yeah, YouTube is tough. Yeah,
because by the time like I'm like, oh, this song's fucking dope. I can't like just go back and listen to it because it's somebody just posts like the whole album. I have to go to the timestamp, and that's too many steps that I'm not going to take. And then I can't. Then in my mind, when I'm thinking in my mind,
great place to think.
Banger for me is something I'm going to playlist. I can't playlist these songs anyway, so why the fuck do I care? There's a banger. Playlist these songs.
Playlist them. All right.
Damn, that was an accident. I was going to make fun of it in some other way. I can't think of it right now. Fuck.
All right.
Okay, it'll come to me.
So what I've done over the years with songs that aren't on the streaming services, I download locally onto my phone, and then I just put them on my Spotify. It's not that hard.
Again, I'm not a hacker.
It's really not that hard.
Not a hacker.
And it's something that Spotify allows you to do. You're allowed to put local files onto your Spotify, and that way you could playlist them. So yeah, I have Tiergarten, I have Zeitgeist, I have a bunch of stuff that is not on streaming sites on my Spotify that I'm able to playlist.
Until like 3 days ago, I just been suffering through ads constantly over every website.
You literally just discovered that ad blockers on your browser exist. The ad blocker's been around for decades, and you just discovered this.
I've literally been watching ads constantly.
And then I literally walked you through it. How to put the ad blocker.
I've watched 0 ads since then.
And it's nice, right? And then
it's nice.
One of the best things about an ad blocker is that when you Google something, you don't have to sift through a bunch of sponsored ads, a bunch of sponsored websites and all that kind of shit. All that shit's gone. So I love that too.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, all the sponsored stuff's gone.
Yeah, dude, come on. Like it's so bizarre. Like technology wise, I've never. Usually when I don't know something, I will kind of like get into it and at least understand the bare minimum. When it comes to like technology, I don't know.
You've always been
an old person like that. I know. And
you've been like that even like when we were in high school.
Like I had the shitty flip phone like longer than everybody else did. Like I still don't want like an iPhone or anything. I just want I still want a fucking flip phone.
There was that one phone that you had, that flip phone you had that was meant for like really rugged people.
Oh, the Casio. Fuck yeah, dude.
And it was like...
I froze it?
You froze it, and then you also wanted to see how hot it can get before it turned off. So remember you put it on your dashboard when, like in the middle of the summer, you put it on your dashboard to see if it would overheat, and it didn't overheat. It was probably like... and it was in the sun, too. So it was probably 160 degrees or something like that. Dude, just the sun beating down on the dashboard.
Exactly. See, I don't know what it is about
so
technology.
Dumb. And then we shot it with the BB gun too, but that actually broke it. And we shot it with the BB gun. I do remember that.
Pussy phone. Can't even take a BB gun hit. Not like the Albertsons window.
Oh man. Or that street light. Remember that when Joe shot that?
Yeah. You were there for that?
I was there for that, yeah.
Dude, that was the only time I've ever been like scolded by my stepdad. Do you remember him coming out and being like so fucking pissed?
I don't remember that. I just remember him shooting the street light.
You remember it fell? It was like, shh.
Yeah.
It all fell like, I was like, oh, that was
fucking
cool.
funny. Yeah. Damn, dude, the shit that we have done that we cannot talk about. Nobody has ever been hurt, but we've done some stupid shit.
Physically, no one's ever been hurt.
Yeah. Physically, yeah. Emotionally. Yeah, that's different. So, number 8 was Zeitgeist for you, right?
Zeitgeist.
No banger.
No banger.
So my number 8 is Machina 2. The Friends and Enemies of Modern Music. It's long. This record is, if you take out the few alternate takes, it comes out to be like 22 songs. It's essentially a double fucking record. And then you throw Machina 1 into this, you got a triple record right here. And this only is lower than Machina 1 because after the first like 5 songs, it loses a lot of momentum. The songs are still good, but coming off, like you said, Glass and Cash Car Star, the first 2 songs, I mean, you're just that 1-2 punch of those 2 songs is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Glass is the best song on the record. But it does lose momentum. And there's still a ton of the electronic stuff from Adore, from Machina 1, all that kind of stuff. The album is really great, but at this time in the Pumpkins' history, Billy Corgan was so, his ego was so big and so in the clouds that he was just doing whatever the fuck he wanted to. He had this whole story written. He was going to come out with like a comic book or like a cartoon or some shit. There's this big fucking thing with this. And so he did they did Machina 1, put it out. It wasn't nearly as successful as the other records. And he's like, well, I want to do a double record. And the label said, no, absolutely not. Then he's like, well, fuck you. I'll do Machina 2. I'll self-release it. And what he did was they pressed 25 copies of this on vinyl. They kept a few of them. A couple of the people in the band kept some of the records. The rest they gave out to friends and like to one radio station and a couple like super fans. They sent some vinyl to, and they said, rip it and post it digitally. It's all free. That's fine. We're letting you rip it for free. And that's how it spread. So this is not on any streaming sites, nothing like that. And which sucks. It should be. And it would be crazy to get my hands on one of these copies of Machina 2. I think they go for like $700. And when one pops up on Discogs, it's like $700, which is crazy fucking money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
It is a lot. But having one of these, only 25 pressed, so that's crazy. But then also Billy Corgan, of course, loves making his promises. Starting back in 2017, I believe it was, he said that he got all the rights to the Machina like record and music and all artwork. So now he's working on a box set since 2017. And last year in 2023, somebody asked about it and he said, yes, it's finished. I've done it. It's going to be this giant box set with all the original artwork, some additional artwork, all the songs from Machina 1 and 2, but all the tracks are rearranged. So it's going to have different sequencing, but it's going to be, and he said there's going to be extra songs that weren't on either Machina record. So it's going to be this humongous box set, which of course I'm going to buy because I'm crazy. So yeah, I'm going to buy it. I don't have this on vinyl. I don't have it. Obviously I don't have an original copy and I don't have a bootleg version of this. So I do not have this on vinyl. One of the few that I don't have. So Machina 2, great record, my number 8.
What will you do if we
You've
get
been writing
a
lot right now.
Oh yeah, I wrote down my old rankings and my new rankings just to
okay.
where it was, just because I was curious. Because again, for me, it's easier to like just write them out and look at them than it is like, copy and paste things.
Yeah.
Technology, right? Yeah.
So what were you saying? Would you ask me?
Like, what would you do if we got this into the record store?
I would break into your store and steal it when you weren't there because I'm not going to pay hundreds of dollars for it.
So you don't like it that much.
I do like it a lot, but I don't. I mean, what would you? I mean, your guys' store would probably sells for like $1,000.
It really depends. How much we sell things for depends on who wants it. Like, there's a lot of stupid ass shit that we let go for way too cheap because we like the people that are buying it from us. But it also has to do with how much do we pay for this. Sometimes people will just like, especially if they're fucking rude, they'll just come in, be like, here's some records. And I'll be like, all right, do you want to like leave them here? Do you want to drop them off? Do you want to come back? Like, do you want to just wait around? Like, no, I'll wait. And they'll stand there and stare at me with like priced our records. When people do that, like, I don't.
It's so annoying.
You're getting less. I'm going to give you less because you're fucking pissing me off. If I'm going to your house and I live in Arizona, it's fucking hot. If I'm going to your house, I'm going through your garage and I'm sweating my balls off, like, you're getting less money, right? Other be me taking the records back to my store and like going through them slowly. Like, that's when you get the most money. So it depends how much we buy it for. But then it's also like, you can't just give it away. You know what I mean?
Course,
like, you got to make some money. But yeah, I don't know. If it's worth $1,000, then it's like, I think at the lowest, it probably goes like 600.
All right. Yeah. See, I couldn't see myself dropping 600. I think because of its rarity, I think I could drop maybe 250 on it. Maybe three if I'm have a hair up my ass. maybe 300. Well, first of all, it's a great fucking record. So I mean, yeah, you do have to have it because it's a great fucking record, and also the fact that there's only 25 that were ever pressed, and who knows, out of those 25, who knows how many have actually been destroyed or lost or whatever, you know? So, I'd probably drop 300 on an OG, like
300,
if it came into your store, like I'm not gonna go on Discogs and buy it or anything like that. Like if I came across it in the wild or it came into your store, definitely, I'd probably drop that much on it. Crazy stupid money, but
that's not like crazy stupid money. It's a lot, but
it is.
But I also, jazz guys are spending a lot of money on these fucking jazz records. So
true, but I also bought Autumn for what, $200?
Yeah, but that was like, it's a box set.
Yeah.
You bought the Mars Volta for $500, so it's a box set.
Yeah, but I mean, technically, this is it's kind of a box set because you get the album plus it's the LP. It's one LP and then 3 EPs that came along with Machina too. So that's what it is. So it's kind of a box set too. So that can help justify the cost a little bit.
Justify.
So what do you got for number 7? Go.
Well, dude. Number 7, Oceania. And according to my list that I wrote out here, Oceania, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So that's like my top 5 last time. Oceania.
So real quick, where did you rank Sear the last time?
Last time I ranked it 5th to last.
5th to last. Wow. And
so the only thing I ranked worse than Sear last time was in order. It was Melancholy, Pisces, Monument, and Machina 1.
Wow. You really hate Machina. That's the only consistent there.
Well, now it's Sear for sure. Like I was just upset at Melancholy at the time.
Only because I got the discount. I got the $10 discount.
That's probably why I was so upset about it.
Idiot. All right, sorry. Number 7 is
Oceania. There's a lot of cool stuff on here. There's some really rad like psych stuff that BC doesn't get too annoying with in his drawl, right? Because he's got his own little drawl.
He does,
and it gets pretty fucking annoying sometimes. But the song "One Diamond, One Heart," dude, that song was an absolute fucking banger. It kind of had this like weird, like at one point there's this weird like Renaissance type thing going on that one, and I really liked it. The second half of this record got a lot better for me and focused more on like nuance than it did just like SP alt rock kind of stuff, which makes sense because it's just like BC here, right?
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Like he knows he can't ever replace JC because no one can, like straight up, no one can. So like, why even try? Like, you don't need to. So that's why I like this record, because it's just him like, fuck it, dude. I can't replace him, so I will just do what I can without him. Mm-hmm. Much like a door. And we get this.
Okay. It's a great record.
I like it. I like it.
It's fantastic. I haven't said it yet. So my number 7.
I don't know. Have you seen Monuments to Analogy?
Yeah, I said Monuments to Analogy. Yeah.
Have you seen Shining No So Bright?
I don't know. So my number 7 is Machina 1, The Machines of God. Yeah, this one it's only just above Machina 2 because I feel like pop wise, melodically, this is just a better record. The album flows a lot better than Machina 2. Raindrops and Sun Showers is my favorite song on this record. It's the second track. But yeah, I mean this album starts out with The Everlasting Gaze, like you mentioned earlier. That riff is fucking amazing. That whole song is incredible. You know, Jimmy Chamberlain's back on the drums, rejoined the band just prior to this record. And damn, dude, they just absolutely killed it. But this is the darkest point of the band. Shortly after this, or during the recording of this, they fired Darcy, who played bass, and they got the girl Melissa something from Hole. Melissa Joan Hart from Hole, yes. And then after this record came out, they toured a bit, and then they broke up. And then this is just a terrible record, you know, on the personal end of the band. But yeah, no, I think this is just, it definitely has this like kind of industrial, still has a lot of electronic stuff here, but a lot more of an industrial type of sound to it. It's a very dry kind of production on here compared to just the wall of just guitars you hear on fucking Siamese Dream and shit. But still, Machina's it's a forgotten banger, a forgotten Smashing Pumpkins record. It wasn't very successful when it came out because at the time in 1999, 2000, it was all new metal and fucking pop music, bubblegum pop. That was it. There's no room for Smashing Pumpkins.
Dirty Pop.
So, Machina 1, my number 7. What do you got for number 6? Go.
Number 6, Pieces Iscariot.
Pieces.
Pisces Iscariot.
Yes.
I mean, this is an odds and sods collection, as the Britlanders say.
Forgot about that.
Just an odds and sods collections.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
But it's from an era of the Pumpkins that we don't mind more of, and that's why it's here. It's not. I don't think this is great. I don't think there's anything here that's playlistable. But I really, really enjoyed my listen through. I will say though.
You will say
dude,
that.
Fuck off with Landslide. I don't care. That shit sucks. Like, that was a dumb cover, and I don't like that, and that was stupid. I don't like it. So fuck off.
All right.
That's all I gotta say.
That's all you gotta say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
All right. My number 6 is Oceania. Oceania, however you pronounce it. This is their 12th record from 2012. Like I mentioned, this is part of the Tear Garden by Kaleidoscope overall thing. This big thing that was supposed to have Monument to an Elegy as well under this Tear Garden thing, along with another album called Day for Light or Day and Night, something like that. But that was eventually scrapped because Monument was such a shit show and it didn't go anywhere. So they scrapped that. But this is the first of those 3 full lengths. And this is a great fucking record. Jimmy Chamberlain's not on here. Mike Byrne plays drums. And this is very much a collaborative effort from the band, rather than just Billy Corgan doing him. Not that the other guys had songwriting credits, but they actually were jamming. They were doing a lot of things together, and it made for a very great cohesive record. There's some great melodies. There's great layering. There's just great guitar playing. Everything about this record is fucking fantastic. Lysandra is my banger. I love that song. I would say that's a top 10 Smashing Pumpkins song. No, it's not going to break top 5, but it's a top 10. It's a top 10 Smashing Pumpkins song. I absolutely love it. I love the artwork for this record. I just everything that encompasses this record, I think, is just fantastic. And it just Billy Corgan's music just sounds happy. It's the only time out of all of their records that I feel like you have an overall positive representation of the band. And it really, really shows on this album. And I really, really do enjoy it. K-Star is another absolute fucking banger on this record. And this is another one that's totally forgotten by a lot of people, a lot of Smashing Pumpkins fans, because this is in a weird era of the band, forgotten era of the band. And, but I feel like people are kind of fans are kind of turning around on this and really starting to enjoy it more. So this is it's a fucking banger of an album. I have it on vinyl. I have an OG of this on vinyls. So got that one. A little warp to it, but it plays through perfectly. And it just sounds fucking good. Love this goddamn record. Oceania.
Where'd you get the OG from?
I bought it from Discogs. I've never seen it in the wild.
Fucking guy.
I've never seen it in the wild, and it was cheaper. It was like $50 cheaper because it said it had a warp in it. So I'm like, I'll take my shot on the warp, and I bought it. And there is a little one, but it's not as bad as I was expecting.
Like jump or skip?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like no surface noise, nothing, but it's visibly there. Only on the first LP though, because it's a double LP, but only on the first LP. The second one's fine. So I saved like $50 on it. It came out to be like, I think $80, something like that. After, being discounted. But I got this one really early on when we started collecting as well. So love this record. It's fucking awesome. So what do you got for number 5? Go.
Number five, the Tear Gardens. I put number 1 and then number 2. I don't know if you had like a specific order that you put them in. So like I thought the 1 was better than volume 2. Not that I guess it matters, but
yeah, I didn't separate it that way. But I would say volume 1 is better, than volume 2.
Volume 1, honestly, it was very like Gizzard sounding, very of that vein, and it was dope, and I really, really liked it. Volume 2, I think, drops in really, really hard and fun. But I guess like a knock is it kind of turns into like a video gamey type thing. Okay. But I mean, it's my 5B, dude. It was my fifth best record. I like this a lot. I don't care enough still. My top 4, I really do care about. Dude, I'm having a hard time with these because I just don't fucking care. Like I'm fidgeting constantly. I'm touching things. There's things everywhere I'm touching. I just don't care that much.
Okay.
About these.
You're wrong, but that's fine.
Dude, I just don't. I don't see a lot of difference in a lot of these fucking records, dude. They're just like meh, dime a dozen. Meh.
Okay. So
Past
that's your number 5. That's your number
That's
5.
my number 5.
You have not said Melancholy. What is happening? Did you get this on vinyl? Take one from your store?
Or did I already have it on vinyl?
Yeah. From 2 years ago. I know I know what happens when I go out to your house. You hide it so I can't find it. But I know you've had it for years.
I did hide Art of Drowning though last time you were out here.
But you said you purged it. You lied to me?
Well, I did now.
Oh, okay.
It's been purged. But I did hide it last time you were out because it's always the first one you pick every single time.
Because you only had, at the time, Very Proud of You, Black Sails and Art of Drowning, and All Hollows.
Why would you not pick Black Sails?
Because Art of Drowning is significantly better than Black Sails. Significantly better.
Come on.
Anyway, my number 5 is Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness.
Damn, you put Zeitgeist in your top 4?
So yeah, it's my number 5, third record, and this is some might call it their magnum opus. This is it's supposed to be a double album, but really it's a triple album. It's 28 songs, and then the vinyl I think has 30 or 31 songs, like that. So it's essentially a triple album. But yeah, this record is fucking insane. It's 4 LPs. I do have this on the vinyl. Wait, is it 4 LPs? I don't know. Wait. Yeah, it's 4 LPs. It's 4 LPs. Yeah. It's 4 LPs. So I got this on vinyls. I got this actually at Grace Records when I was out in Arizona. This is when I got the discount. The discount, you got really mad about it. And we actually listened to this that night. We got home that night. We listened to the whole record. We looked through all the artwork, and you were so impressed by it that you went out the next day and bought yourself a copy.
And bought it. Yep.
So yeah, Melancholy, it really is. They just really went for it. I think overall musically, this has some of their best. Maybe not overall. Some of their best songs come from this record. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit bloated, but it's still an absolute fucking banger. Some of their biggest songs were on this record, most popular songs. 1979. That's like the 21st song on this record, and it was arguably their biggest single. That and I don't even know what is that song bigger than 1979 though?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, 1979 definitely.
It's a roller coaster meme now.
Oh, dude, that is so funny. It's a great meme. But I mean, there's so much to get into about Melancholy, and I would love to do this on the pod someday. But what's cool about this record too is that this is one of the few and only times that this is a collaborative record where Billy Corgan kind of sat back a little bit. He let the other guys, or let James and Darcy write a little bit more. They each had a song on this record as well. They're good songs. I don't know. It's just, and even reading past interviews, like even James has said that like he had a great time making this record, and he was kind of pissed when they made Adore that he thought it was going to continue to be like this more collaborative thing, but then Billy just had his tiny little fingers and everything and couldn't stand not being the head of the band, the ego of the band. But I mean, Melancholy is truly something special. It's a great fucking amazing record. And I love throwing this. I love what I like doing is thinking, okay, I'm going to listen to Smashing Pumpkins and I'm going to spend the next 2 hours just listening to Melancholy. And I'll go through every time I go through the artwork, go through the book, I look at everything, because the packaging for this box set is fucking amazing. It's fantastic. So I don't know. My banger is an ode to no one. How can you not love that song? That is the best song. 1979. I think that's one of the greatest Smashing Pumpkins songs ever written. 1979 is an absolute incredible song. It is, dude. I fucking love that song.
I don't think you've said Shining Oh So Bright. So like you think Shining Oh So Bright, and then it's probably Shiny, and then Zeitgeist, and Gish, and then Siamese Dream.
We'll see.
Damn. Wow.
So yeah, Melancholy. I'm going to save anything more to talk about on another episode of the pod where we do Melancholy. Because we got to do, obviously we're going to do Adore because you love Adore, but you have to do Melancholy. If you're going to do Smashing Pumpkins on a podcast, you got to do Melancholy at some point.
We've already done like 2 have-tos though. So like Adore for sure fucking next.
Yeah. And then Melancholy. And then I'm
fine with that. And then
we'll do Sear.
No, and then we're fucking done.
I would love to do Zeitgeist. I think Zeitgeist would be so much fun because it's so
it's
divisive.
your top 4, and I don't understand.
Well,
why
I don't know
top
about that,
4,
dude.
but that's silly boy talk. It is. So you haven't said it, so for sure your top 4.
We'll see. Oh, and
we'll see.
And also right here, at number 5, this is where I'm going to put Billy Corgan's first solo record, "The Future Embrace," from 2005 or 2006. I think that record came out. I'm putting that right here. I'm pretty sure, Jeff, you would really like this record.
Well, I didn't listen to it, so.
Well, it's very it's very hard to find too. It's one of those records that has only been pressed once. It's very expensive. It's not on any streaming sites, nothing like that. "The Future Embrace," it's an electronic record. It's all, from what I gather, it's all drum machine, and it's incredible. It's an incredible fucking record. It's better than Adore, obviously. It's the best electronic. It's the best electronic thing he's done, hands down. Hands down, this is the best. This is like, it has like the pop sensibilities of Sear and Autumn, but it has like kind of the gloominess of Adore. It's just, it's the best of both of those records. The Future Embrace is absolutely incredible. So I would put that here if I had to put this. That's my unofficial ranking of the record. So what do you got for number 4? Go.
Number 4 is the Melancholies and their Infinite Sadnesses. Wow. This one, you gotta spend some time with. This is bloated, bro. Like you say, this is fucking bloated. There are songs you 100% can take out of here. "Take Me Down," take it out, baby boy. There's a handful of songs you absolutely could take out of here. But like in the same way I respect Autumn, I respect this one. It's a massive undertaking, and there are a ton of fucking bangers that help define a generation, and that's cool. Like songwriting is pushed as far as possible and really fast. Like it wasn't long ago that Gish was like the thing that introduced us to SP, right? And that wasn't that long ago. It wasn't like fucking 10 years prior.
4 years.
Like 4 years ago. And then like we come from Gish into this, and it's probably it's pretty cool. It's pretty rad. This is probably the closest. It's probably the closest any band has come to making this type of record without having any stinkers. I don't think there's any stinkers on Melancholy. I think there's a lot of songs you can get rid of, but I don't think there's any stinkers on here. And I don't think there's any bad filler. I think there's just filler, because there's bad filler, there's filler, and there's like really, really good filler, right? I don't think there's any bad filler. I think there's definitely filler, but this is impressive, man. This is very, very impressive. And I've come full circle on this one for sure. And like I said, I did my notes, I wrote my list down.
So you're keeping it on vinyl?
I will say this.
What will you say?
I will say this. If an OG ever comes to the store, I will definitely be taking that home and making my decision at that point.
And giving it to me.
The more you want it, the more I'm going to keep it. So
I think the OG, I think it was only 3 discs. I think the OG was 3 discs.
I know somebody who has an OG of it, and they come to our store a lot, and they trade in, and he also has an OG Siamese Dream. So
I'd love
so we'll see what happens on there. But yeah, I don't, man, dude, like Billy Corgan is just, he is the most hated part of this band for me, like through and fucking through.
But he's
sometimes his voice,
too.
I cannot fuck that. Like it's just, that's annoying, dude. That is just straight up fucking annoying.
Man, Tammy has been doing that all week. Anytime she hears me listening, she starts singing like Billy Corgan. She's like, I sound just like him, right? And
she probably does, because he's fucking annoying.
So annoying.
Oh man, it's just, dude.
And
we'll get more into it.
She got so mad at me too. I was listening to Sear. I was actually listening to Sear, and she had just got home from work, so she was trying to go to sleep. And she's like, "You got it. You have to turn down that music, because if I have to hear Billy Corgan whine like this, I'm not going to be able to sleep." So I had to turn off.
She'll have nightmares. Yeah, I'll never be able to sleep. But like Melancholy is cool because of its grandeur, right? Because of how big it is, because of how ambitious it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just like this undertaking like Autumn, right? Autumn is this big fucking thing, and he had time to work on it. Like Melancholy's not really that. Not really that. Like the difference between Gish to Siamese Dream to Melancholy to Adore, like those 4 records are each so fucking different in themselves. That's impressive.
It is.
To go from 1 to 3 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Like bands just cannot do that.
Mm-hmm. It was also the first one that they did without Butch Vig too. They didn't go with him, and they went with 2 other producers. And the way it worked was one of them worked with Billy to do like the melodies and like do guitar tracking, and then the other one would work with James and Darcy and Jimmy to track everything else, just to keep everything on time. Otherwise, this record would have taken years to make.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But so. I think it could have. Obviously, it could have been cut down. But I think a good probably like 6 tracks just easily cut out of there, and that would have made this a better record. But I also think just like a little more time with it. Like, like really think about what you're doing here. Do you really need that extra song? Do you really need to like stretch this song into a 6-minute song instead of a 4-minute song? I think a little bit more time with just dissecting these and really thinking about what you're doing would have done this better. But still, dude, this is fucking impressive and it's cool.
It's a great record.
I like
it. Good. More for me and you.
See, I don't mind acknowledging that where I was back then is just not where I'm at now. And
I agree. I do the same thing. My rankings the last time when we did Siamese Dream in 2021, no, in 2020 when we did Siamese Dream, I ranked Sear number 5. I ranked it number 5. It's 14 now.
It sucks.
I mean, that's a huge change. Honestly, going back to my rankings, a lot of these changed a lot, significantly. So Melancholy was your number 4. My number 4 is Shiny and Oh So Bright, 9th record from 2018. This
it's
one,
a boring version of like Siamese Dream era.
I agree with you. I agree. It is. The only reason why I put this one as high, or the big reason why I put this one as high as it was because, spoiler, this is my origin story into the band. This is like not my origin story, but the reason why I got into this band was because of a song on this particular record. And I've listened to this record more than any other Smashing Pumpkins record. This is the only record I actually have nostalgia with. Out of all the records, it's the only one I have real nostalgia with. Because this was my gateway into this fucking band, which is fucking crazy, I know. But it is, and Solara is my favorite song on here. This was the song that made me realize how fucking incredible Jimmy Chamberlin is as a drummer. And then going back to Siamese Dream and Melancholy, and just, I mean, he's absolutely unreal. And he fucking brought it on this album. I mean, his drumming is some of the best. This and Zeitgeist to me are my favorite drumming performances. On this and Zeitgeist are my favorite.
Over Gish, baby boy.
I mean, I do love Gish and I do love Siamese Dream, but I mean,
Gish is his best drumming.
Gish is fucking incredible.
Explosive. It's fucking wild. It's.
But that's all
incredible.
The records. That's all the records he plays on. Like you can make the case. You can make that case for any record that he's played on.
I think you like his drumming on Shiny more because the music is like, meh.
No,
so his drumming stands out, whereas like Gish, I disagree. Pretty fucking dope.
I disagree because the melodies and the songwriting it's very, very concise. It's very quick. Nothing's bloated about Shiny. It's a 28, 30-minute record. Yeah. It's extremely short. He's just
plunging.
Songs.
He's literally just plunging. He's plunging up old shit that he's already done.
And that's fine. I don't give a fuck.
It's not top 4.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's a great fucking record.
I don't care. I'm a Pumpkins man now, okay? I'm the fucking former expert. I have a pen in my hand. That makes me authoritative.
I don't care if a band tries to go back and recreate an old sound. If it's good, who gives a fuck if they're trying to sound like an old record? It's fucking good. Shiny is a good record.
It's fine.
I do think that some of the production style, like some of the production on here, is a little much. It's a little too fucking loud, but that's Rick Rubin. That's how he produces records.
That's your boy. You love that shit.
I think he works on albums that turn out to be really good. I'm just going to say that. Whether it's because of the band or because of him, I think it's both.
He's like Larry H. Parker, right? Larry H. Parker used to like tout this we have a 95% success rate. It's like, yeah, dude, because you only choose the fucking cases that you know you're going to win. Like you only attach yourself to those cases that you know you're going to win.
But he'll fight for you.
That's Rick Rubin. I think this record's going to be great. Yeah, it'll be fucking great without you. Who cares?
But also prior to Shiny, they put out Monuments to an Elegy. Now record's good, but it's come on, guy. Anyway, Shiny and Oh So Bright. Solara is my banger off of this one. It's my number 4. What do you got for number 3? Go.
Number 3. These were tough. Honestly, my number 1 wasn't tough, but my number 2, my number 3 was really tough. It didn't quite go back and forth, but I really looked for a reason to make Siamese Dream my number 3. And the only reason why Siamese Dream is number 3 and not number 2 is because of Disarm. I can't stand that fucking song. I
Disarm
fucking
is a
hate
weak
that song.
It is a weak song.
That may be like, I don't think Smashing Pumpkins have a lot of like, outside of Sear, I don't think they have a lot of stinker songs, if they have any stinker songs, but Disarm is the fucking closest, man.
Is it because the bell? The big bell sound?
Dun,
Dum, dum,
dun,
dum.
dun. Dude.
It's so dramatic.
It's just fuck that song, dude. That song's garbage.
Killer in me is killer in you.
So like that is the reason why Siamese Dream is under my 1 and 2. But really, I don't know. That's such a like a nitpicky thing, right? Like my top 3 probably could easily change, and especially like where I'm at now and like the vinyl listening and how like heavy I dove into like the doom rock and the psychedelic shit in the past several years. Like that's why like Gish is so high. So I don't know, whatever. But I appreciate the intimacy on Siamese Dream and on this album as a whole, like coming off of Gish, right? A band that opened up like a little bit more on Siamese Dream, their second record. They opened up a little bit more, became a little bit more honest, kind of like musically, emotionally open up to their fans a little bit more. It was cool. It created like an album that sounds fucking amazing and was a staple of the 90s, alternative as well as just like a cornerstone 90s record in general, because the production's unfucking real. Sounds perfect in every way, shape, and form. Even Disarm is a greatly produced song. But
it is.
But like a but like I think this is just this is just a negative of a record that I think is damn near perfect. So I think it's just a transition record from Gish, which is this fucking firebomb Molotov cocktail of a record leading to like my favorite Adore. That's really it. How do we get from Gish to Adore? Siamese Dream is there. And then bleeding into Melancholy, and then fucking shit literally hits the fan and sprays on Billy's face, and his whole world is turned upside down. So, but we'll get there. Siamese Dream at number 3 because of Disarm. Disarm is the reason why Siamese Dream is number 3, not number 2.
Okay, I get it. Disarm is weak. It is a weak song. My number 3 is
it might be their worst song.
Yeah,
dude, honestly, man.
You're right. Yeah. That's crazy because you hate Sear, and for you to say Disarm is worse than all of Sear, I mean, I would agree with you. Disarm is probably their worst song. Yeah.
Fucking A.
It's not good. It's not a good song. It's too over the top. It's bad. It's not good. Not good. All right, my number 3 is Zeitgeist, 6th record from 2007. Yes, the very, very divisive Zeitgeist record. It's a lot of eyes there.
A lot of eyes there. But
from 2007, this is the reformed Smashing Pumpkins. Been broken up for about 6 years at this point. So it's just Billy Corgan, Jimmy Chamberlain, and then Jeff Schroeder on guitar. They didn't really have a permanent bassist just yet. And but yeah, like you mentioned earlier, they recorded this just Billy Corgan, Jimmy Chamberlain. They rented a house up in Arizona, and they lived there for like 3 months, and they just hammered out this fucking record, man. They just hammered it out, and they produced it themselves. Yeah, for the most part they did. And you get this just incredible rock record. That's what this fucking is. The guitar tone is so crunchy and so loud. The only bad thing I have to say about this is the mix. Billy Corgan's voice is turned up way too loud, even compared to like Sear and like more modern.
So it's not YouTube. Records. That's like the actual mix of
that. Is the actual mix, good. and that's been been the biggest complaint amongst Pumpkins fans, like ones who like this record and ones who don't like the record, is the mix is terrible. And it's absolutely true. Even the guitars are turned up really fucking loud. There are moments on parts of this record where, damn dude, that some guitar solos and leads are just, they're too loud. It just drowns everything else out. But outside of that, the songs are all here. Everything's here. The melodies are here. Some of the heaviest, most abrasive sounding songs are on this record, but they still keep it so fucking melodic. And a lot of that has to do with not only Billy Corgan, but Jimmy's playing and the way he transitions in and out of parts. And this, to me, like I mentioned earlier, this is one of his best drumming performances, hands down, over their whole career. Zeitgeist is just absolutely incredible. The song United States, that 8-minute banger, that was done all in one take. He tracked it once. He played that whole song all the way through, and it's not the easiest fucking song to play. And he did it once, tracked it. That's what they used on the record. And they do play that song even up to this day. It's one of the few songs off this record that they still play, that they will play. And it starts off, the whole album starts off with Doomsday Clock. I mean, that's just such a foreboding song. Just a big fucking heavy wall of guitars coming in the mix. My biggest banger, my favorite Smashing Pumpkins song, hands down, Tarantula. Tarantula is the best song they've ever done. The guitar playing, the wanking on it is insane. I fucking love it. Stars is a close second as a banger on this one, but Tarantula, fucking goddamn, that is a great song. And it's a shame that Billy Corgan has been so butthurt by all the fans, some of the fans bitching and complaining about this record, that he refuses to get it pressed on vinyl. It's never been pressed on vinyl, only bootlegs, which I don't have a bootleg of this, unfortunately. So he's never pressed it, and it's not on any streaming sites. It's only on YouTube, bootlegged on YouTube. And he always talks about, like, yeah, I took it down because nobody liked it. He's literally said that. I took it off streaming sites because people complained about it.
Fuck that, dude. He's a little bitch. If he spent
I agree.
5 seconds of research, he would realize that this is the one that separates like fucking Smashing Pumpkins fans.
Yeah.
Like, this record, every like thread that I read where people were like, oh yeah, Gish is great, Siamese Dream is great, but like my third favorite is Zeitgeist, and people are like, fuck that record, it sucked. And the guy's like, no, you fucking suck. But dude, Zeitgeist is the one that separates people.
Exactly. It's the only one that separates people.
And that's cool. That's cool to even have a record like that where your fans are so passionate either for or against.
I know.
Like, feel privileged. Feel happy you even have a record like that, fucker.
He's so far up his own ass sometimes. It's so obnoxious. But yeah, Zeitgeist, I do think this is another truly underrated Pumpkins record. Fucking incredible. Top three. Yeah, I know. I think I ranked it last time. I think I ranked it 5. But I listened to this record 3 times this week because I wasn't sure if I wanted to rank it this high, because is it really as great as Melancholy? Like, is it really that great? And I listened to it 3 times, and I just did every single time, man. It's a long record. It's like an hour long, but it doesn't. The album never drags. It never ever drags. It's just you're constantly being pummeled by the music, and then the bonus track, the title track, Zeitgeist. If you throw that into the whole track listing, it ends on this like really awesome acoustic song. So you get all this just pummeled with just fucking heavy guitar music, and then the last song is just this like 2-minute acoustic song. Fucking killer. So anyway, that's my number 4. Zeitgeist, Tarantula, the best Smashing Pumpkins song. I don't give a fuck.
I actually ranked Zeitgeist exactly the same I did last time I did it this time.
What would you rank it before?
Well, it was the same as it was this time.
So what was it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So low.
8.
Low. So, okay. All right. Well, so what do you got for number 2?
Number 2. It's Gish. Yeah, it's Gish.
Okay.
Album of the Gishes.
All right. So that's the album of the week. That's also my number 2. Gish is my number 2. So what do you got for number 1?
I guess, like, what are we more interested in? Like, why I love Adore or why you love Siamese Dream? We all know why you love Siamese Dream because it's easy to love. It's fantastic. But, like, Adore, come on, man, dude, like, rife with emotion here.
It
like,
is.
The band went through some shit.
Or
right?
Billy
with all
did.
the drugs and the band too.
Oh, the band.
There was drugs and fighting and ODs and like the whole like his mom dying and
his divorce too on top of it.
Fell into this black hole of emotion. And dude, JC is not missed on this record. I don't think he could have added anything to this record.
I agree. I agree with you on that.
This is a BC record. That's all this is. And it just happened to be like a Smashing Pumpkins thing. But really, this is dark and fucking gloomy and just, it's a wild journey. And you can hear the journey from beginning to end. And it never lets up on this like relentlessness of just sadness and despair and just this overall like feeling of death and gloom. It's so fucking dark and goth and macabre. It's fantastic. And the way like Blank Page closes this record out, dude, that is beyond fucking perfect. Like, it is beyond perfect. There are closers like, oh, it's a good closer. I can see why they chose that as a closer. Like on Gifts, the album of the week. Like, yeah, I get why you chose that as a closer. But like that doesn't make it a fantastic fucking closer. Blank Page is maybe their best closer they've ever done on any record. It is unreal stuff. Unreal stuffs. To say like I like this record on any, I don't know, dude. Like this was the record that like made me like love and want to even get into Smashing Pumpkins. Was Adore. I'm like, holy shit, this is really fucking good. And this is the only one that I had that's an OG, and I knew I was going to buy this one.
Yeah, you have the OG on.
This is the first Smashing Pumpkins record that I bought on vinyl. So like this, I am all about Adore, all about it, beginning to end.
That was the craziest thing when we originally did Siamese Dream in 2020. How we listened to the whole discography, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna love Siamese Dream, Melancholy. You're gonna love that whole concept. And I thought you would just shit all over Adore because it's all Billy Corgan, and I thought you were just gonna absolutely shit on it.
It's the worst part of it.
And I was blown away by how much you fucking love this record. It's insane.
Yeah, I think Adore is a perfect record. I think Adore is a perfect record through and through. Man. I think it sets out to do something.
On that.
I think it sets out to do something. It achieves that goal, and in doing that, I think it throws out some incredible melodies, some incredible harms. But also it puts you through some shit that makes you kind of like rethink yourself. Like, damn, now I feel bad. But I feel
something. I don't feel much, but I felt something here.
But I feel you live, Craig. You live to fight another day. It's from next Friday. Okay. And Friday.
All right. So Adore is your number one. And is your favorite song Blank Page?
I mean, that was the one that like really resonated with me because I think after... And like, it's so easy. I mean, like I've even like on Instagram post for the longest time, it was like Martha. Mm. That was a long one that I liked. I liked for a long time. Remember in fucking Justice League? That was the whole thing. Batman and Superman before they were fighting.
And they were fighting. Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, Superman was kicking Batman's ass because they both have the same mom with the same name or some shit. And Ben Affleck was like, Martha, calling out to his mom. And Superman's like, wait, did you say Martha? Yeah, I did say Martha. That's my mom. That's my mom too. Fucking losers,
that movie
dude.
Was so bad. That was so bad.
It was bad.
And I watched
Snyder cut though.
I watched both. I watched the extended cuts. They're both terrible.
Oh no, the extended cut's not terrible. The extended cut's pretty dope.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, but yeah, that's my biggest banger. Just because it was just such a good closer, and I like when closers don't take away from the overall feeling. They drive it home without just being like a coda, right? Mm-hmm. Like just rehashing all the melodies, kind of like Queen did in jazz, like that whole thing. Like I like when closers just drive it home and make you feel like shit because it make you feel like shit the whole time of Adore. And I like that it made me feel like shit without being too poppy. And it ended like that. And it's like, yeah, take that, fucker. Like, oh, dude, you got me on that one. I'd take a break after Adore. I was like, I'm done, dude. That's it. I gotta call it. It's too much.
It's a closer for the night.
Yeah, it's like dude. Like honestly, Adore could like be thrown into the repertoire of Regina Spektor, of Postal Service, of Death Cab, of Third Eye Blind, plus 44s. Like those records, like fucking make me just like, dude, I'm done, man.
I'm spent.
Yep. Especially Regina Spektor, man. Oof.
Yeah, that one gets me every time, man.
I'm an emotional wreck after that record.
Dude, every time, man. Every time I listen to the Begin to Hope record, I'm blown away. Like I feel the same way every single time I listen to it. I'm just blown away at how good these songs are. It's a perfect. I mean, it's a beyond perfect album. And I want more. I'm hungry for more Regina Spektor.
I'm hungry for more, but it never gets
tired. It also never gets better than Begin to Hope. So it's like you can't listen to another Regina record. But I really want to. I need to get that deluxe version with like the extra 7 or 8 songs.
Yeah,
so I'm not hungry for it. And also it has America. I love that song.
Glottal stop, baby.
Have we done Regina on the modern format?
No, it's too much. Too scared. It's too emotional.
Should we do Regina?
Be the first time we cry on the podcast.
Dude, that would be wild.
Dude, Samson make you cry.
Dude,
that
Samson is
cry.
one of the saddest songs ever written.
And it's so funny because like, I mean, I've never even been in that situation where I've had like somebody like that in my life, some lover to fucking be like that. You know what I mean? But I'm still like, oh man, that's really sad.
It's so fucking sad.
It's so sad. And I really, dude, I'm an emotional wreck after fucking that record for sure.
I know. All right. So
Adore, my number one.
Adore. Siamese Dream is my number one, obviously. What needs to be said about this? I mean, Disarm, yeah, it's the worst song on the record. It's the worst Smashing Pumpkins song, but who cares? The rest of the record makes up for it. I mean, the best song on here is Silverfuck, hands down. I mean, it's just this up and down roller coaster of a song. Geek USA, another great, incredible song. Mayonnaise? Mayonnaise on this one? Is Mayonnaise on this one?
I think so.
Yeah. Just I'm not going to get too into this. We've already talked so much about Smashing Pumpkins. We still got Gish to do on the main episode.
We still got Gish to do on the main episode.
I can't believe we did an hour and a half on this. Siamese Dream, my number one. Everybody knows how great it is. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to get into this. I've talked too much. Let's end this. Get into the main episode. We're breaking down Gish from Smashing Pumpkins. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, tell all your friends, share all the posts, and that's it. That's all.